Good morning. How much time do you spend, how much time, energy, and money do you spend on your own education? How much are you learning? There is a definite correlation between people who learn and study and grow themselves and their business and their understanding of business more, and those who are more successful. In fact, if you ask people who are extremely successful, Oprah Winfrey has her book club. She's constantly reading. If you talk to or watch interviews on Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or other people who have been really, really wealthy in the past, they talk about how constantly they're learning, growing. This is not a non-negotiable if you want to have success in any area. If you go to the top athletes, they're constantly learning and growing. Top actors, actresses, business people, go to any realm, artists, and they're constantly learning and growing. Now, what do you do if you don't like books? Now, I love books. I could read all day, every day, and then I would just be absolutely enthralled with that business plan, okay? Unfortunately, that doesn't bring a lot of value to other people, so people won't pay me for it. But if you don't like reading, that's okay. What I want you to do is ask yourself today, this is your action step for today, what is it that I could do that I would enjoy? What is it that I could do that I would enjoy when it comes to learning? And I'm going to give you a bunch of options right now. So there's reading, and books, bar none, I believe they're the best. And this is why I believe they're the best. You can slow down, you can circle, you can highlight, you can flip back and forth. They're such an easy method for utilizing someone else's thoughts. And when you read a book, you're reading the thoughts of another person. You're entering into their headspace, which is fantastic. That's brilliant. Now, if you don't like reading, you can get audiobooks. A great option is Audible. Audible.com is a fantastic website. You've got access to, I don't know how many, millions, tens of millions of books. I have no idea how many titles you have availability for. But what I find is Audible's fantastic for books that are a little bit lighter reading. If it's more of a story type format, if I don't have to think too hard about a book, that's fantastic. I can listen to that while I'm driving in a vehicle or while I'm doing something else. Podcasts are free access to, again, a ton of different minds. Now, the advantage of podcasts is that they're free, easy to listen to in the vehicle while you're walking, while you're doing whatever, mowing the lawn or shoveling snow, whatever you're doing. Having said that, there's a disadvantage to podcasts, and that is that you've got to go through a lot of podcasts usually to find someone that's really, really good at what they do. So sometimes it's difficult to sift through all the stuff that's out there for a really good one. Another idea, if you've never heard of this, The Great Courses, thegreatcourses.com. This is a company that's built a website that's based on hiring great professors from different areas in the US to give their knowledge to people. And often you can buy courses for like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks. You're buying courses that are sometimes 24, 36 lectures. I'm learning a ton. And it's anything from like food to culture, to history, to art, to something that's really practical for business, like accounting, like bookkeeping, like what are some other courses that I've seen on there? Basic business concepts, how to negotiate, how to communicate, tons and tons of information on there. Now, listen, it's kind of endless what you can do. There are online programs. There's YouTube. There's no end there's no limits to what you can learn and how you can learn. The only limits are your own creativity. Here's what I want you to do. What I want you to do is ask yourself, how much time do I spend watching TV, listening to the radio, watching shows or movies or whatever it is that add little to no value to my life? Now listen, it's okay to do those things. I'm not calling them evil or anything, but how much value do they add to your life? What's the risk to reward in those? And then ask yourself, what if I was to just shift some of my focus? Don't go like cold turkey, never watch a movie again, only get into business and learning and personal development. You don't have to do that. What I encourage you to do though is ask yourself, hey, what if I only did like maybe 15 minutes a day on the learning side of things? What if I did an hour a day? What if instead of, if I'm spending 5 hours watching TV every week, what if I spent those 5 hours learning something? In just a couple of weeks, you'd be reading through books. You'd be getting through books in a couple of weeks. Every couple of weeks you get through another book if you spend that amount of time. Easily. And you'd be learning focused on what you need to learn for your own business, for your own family, for your own goals, for your own whatever it is. I highly encourage this. Now, Listen, if you're not a reader, what I actually do, go to my website. I put together a podcast where I break down books and I give my opinion on them and give action steps where you can utilize the concepts in books. And now you're listening to something that's a half hour or whatever instead of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, depending on the length of the book. So if that's a resource that helps you, great. That's a podcast. Again, if you want help with this, reach out to me. I'm happy to help out in any way that I can. At the time of this recording, though, those podcasts are absolutely free that I'm putting out there. Okay, so hopefully you find a method that works for you. But if there's no method that jumps out to you, you're gonna have to develop a skill. Because if you do not learn and grow, you will not be very successful. It doesn't matter who you are or what's going on. If you do not continue to learn and grow, you will start to fail more and more, and in the bad way, not the good way. The good way, you fail, you're learning and you're failing, and that's fantastic. When you start having the same failures over and over again and you're not learning, that's not the greatest failure in the world, okay? So I encourage you, find the method, and then go out, search it. I would recommend spending time, energy, and money on this. The free resources are fine. There can be fantastic free resources, but psychologically, if you don't invest the time, energy, and money into something, you probably won't get as much out of it. So find the method that works, invest in yourself, and grow yourself. Become fantastic, and make today fantastic as well.